boys and girls. Today I'm going to read you a story called Owl Moon. Now, if you look at the picture, do you think it's daytime or nighttime? It's nighttime. Do you think it's winter or summer? It's winter. This story is about a little girl and her mother and father who go out at night to search for owls. And when you do that, it has a special name. To search for owls is called owling. Can you say it? Owling. So that's what they're doing. And the reason why you must go at night is because that is when owls are awake. People sleep at night and are busy during the day, but owls are awake at night and sleep during the day. Owls are nocturnal. That means they are awake at night. So let's read Owl Moon. Now I will show you the picture, read you the words, and show you the picture. Okay? Owl Moon by Jane Nolan. Wow, look at all that snow. There are no leaves on the trees. Wow. Are there a lot of houses near their farm? No, there's not. It was late one winter night, long past my bedtime, when Papa and I went owling. There was no wind. The trees stood still like giant statues, and the moon was so bright, the sky seemed to shine. Somewhere behind us, a train whistle blew, long and low, like a sad song. Ooh. Wow. Look, there's an animal there. Is it an owl? No. That is a big tree. And there they are walking. Let's see what happens next. I could hear the train through my woolen hat. Pa pulled it down over my ears. The farm dog answered the train. And then a second dog joined in too. Ow! They sang out, train and dogs, for a really long time. And when their voices faded away, it was quiet as a dream. We walked on towards the woods, Pa and I. Is it noisy in the woods or quiet? It's quiet. See their footprints in the snow? Do you think that's an owl? Or that? Our feet crunched over the crisp snow, and little gray footprints followed us. Pa made a long shadow. Mine was short and round. I had to run after him every now and then to keep up. And my short, round shadow bumped after me. But I never called out. If you go owling, you have to be quiet. That's what Pa always says. I had been waiting to go owling with Pa for a long, long time. See Pa's long shadow? And the little girl's round shadow. When you go owling, are you noisy or quiet? Quiet. they are in the woods. There's snow on the trees, and there's a log on the ground with snow on it. We reached the line of pine trees, black and pointy against the sky, and Pa held up his hand. I stopped where I was and I waited. He looked up and searched the stars as if he was reading a map up there. The moon made his face into a silvery mask, and then he called out, "Hoo, hoo, hoo! Hoo, hoo, hoo!" The same sound as a great horned owl. Let's make it together. Ready? Hoo, hoo, hoo! Hoo, hoo, hoo! That was good. Again he called out, and then again. After each call he was silent. For a moment we both listened. But there was no answer. Pa shrugged, and I shrugged too. I was not disappointed. My brothers all said, "Sometimes there's an owl, and sometimes there isn't." We walked on. I could feel the cold as if someone's icy hand was palm down on my back, and my nose and the tops of my cheeks felt cold and hot at the same time. But I never said a word. If you go owling, you have to be quiet and you have to make your own heat. We went into the woods. The shadows were the blackest things I had ever seen. They stained the white snow. My mouth felt furry, for the scarf over it was wet and warm. I didn't ask what kinds of things hid behind those black trees in the middle of the night. When you go owling, you have to be brave. You also have to be quiet. Then we came to a clearing in the dark woods. The moon was high above us. It seemed to fit exactly over the center of the clearing, and the snow below it was whiter than milk in my cereal bowl. Look at Pa, and look at our little girl. Look what they're doing. I sighed, and Pa held up his hand at the sound I made. I put my mittens over the scarf, over my mouth, and I listened very hard. And then Pa called again. Hoo, hoo, hoo! Do it with me. Hoo, hoo, hoo! I listened, and I looked very hard. My ears hurt, and my eyes got cloudy with the cold. Pa raised his face again, but before he could open his mouth, an echo came threading its way through the trees. Whoo, whoo, whoo! Pa didn't make that sound. Who did? What do you think? I think they see something. Pa almost almost smiled. Then he called back. Do it with me. Ho, ho, ho! Just as if he and the owl were talking about supper time, or about the woods, or the moon, or the cold. I took my mitten off the scarf, off my mouth, and I smiled too. Why are they smiling? What do you think? Let's see. The owl's call came closer from high up in the tree on the edge of the meadow. Nothing in the meadow moved. All of the sudden, an owl's shadow, part of the big tree shadow, lifted off. Do you see it? Do you see the owl? It's not easy to see. There it is. These are its wings, and there's its body. It flew right over us. We watched silently, with heat in our mouths and the heat of all the words we had not spoken. The shadow hooted again. Pa turned on his big flashlight and caught the owl just landing on the branch. This is what they have come for, to see the owl. For more than 1 minute, 3 minutes, maybe even 100 minutes, we stared at one another. Look at the beautiful owl. See his big bright eyes and his strong wings. He has a mighty body, bright eyes. There's his beak, and there's his ears. He is beautiful. The owl pumped his great wings and lifted off the branch like a shadow without a sound. It flew back into the forest. Time to go home, Pa said to me. I knew then I could talk. I could even laugh out loud. But I was a shadow as we walked home. When you go owling, you don't need words or warm or anything but hope. That's what Pa says. The kind of hope that flies on silent wings under a shining owl moon. The end. That story was very interesting. I never went owling. You have to be brave and quiet, and you need to make your own heat. And sometimes you see an owl, and sometimes you don't. Pa and his daughter were very lucky to see an owl when they went owling. Bye, friends. I hope you enjoyed the story.